Welcome back for another episode of Charlie Brown Politics. As you might know, I am Charlie Brown, your host, and I want to continue talking about Dr. Cornel West's campaign and the mistakes that it's making, like hiring Peter Dow. Some of you might know him as Peter Douche. I like to call him Peter Douche, the Democratic water boy. But I'm not the only one that's been giving out these critiques. There's people on RBN that said that they were out, like Compton J. And also Kshama Swawant. She recently put out a video critiquing that. And I have this video pulled up, and I'm wanting to watch it. And this is on Compton J's Twitter. So if you're not following Compton J, go follow him, please. He's pretty awesome.
As I mentioned earlier, we recorded this interview with Cornel West shortly before his campaign announced that Peter Dow would be his new campaign manager, and that has led to a real debate on the left and many concerns being raised by supporters of the campaign. For those who don't know, Peter Dow is a former Democratic Party strategist who, among other things, played a key public role in the 2016 Hillary Clinton campaign, during which he repeatedly made political attacks on Bernie Sanders. Peter Dow has since publicly broken with the Democratic Party and supported Bernie Sanders in 2020. It's totally understandable that activists and working people who've been repeatedly sold out have raised concerns about this decision by the West campaign. For one, not only is Dow's break with the Democratic establishment relatively recent, just in the last few months, he was the campaign manager of yet another Democratic Party campaign, Marianne Williamson's. I do think this is a mistake by the Cornel West campaign, in particular because this decision has acted to divide West's current base of supporters. The concerns that have been raised have a real basis in reality. It's not clear what Dow's politics are at this point or where he is headed, and it's important to ask the question, as many have, why put someone who was until only a short while ago with the Democratic Party at the very helm of an independent left campaign, even if their break from the Democrats is genuinely intentioned. However, in our approach to these questions, we also cannot afford to lose sight of the fact that the Cornel West campaign is offering a sorely needed left alternative to the utterly bankrupt candidacies of Biden and Trump and to the two parties of big business. In the absence of the West campaign, working people have no real options in this election, and this will lead to many of them not voting at all or voting for Trump's dangerous right-wing populism. I don't think Bernie Sanders made all the right personnel decisions either, but my main concern with Bernie Sanders was not his staffing decisions, but his capitulation to the Democratic Party in endorsing Biden, and since then, how he has provided cover to Biden and the Democrats' ongoing betrayals of working people.
All right, so let's stop it right there. And so that's a good place to stop, because that's a big problem that a lot of us have with Cornel, is that he is not going as hard on the Democrats as he is the Republicans. We all know that he still thinks that Donald Trump is the biggest fascist out of the two, that Joe Biden is the lesser of two evils. That's why he voted for Joe Biden back in 2020, was because his fear of losing democracy from Trump, which is hilarious, like we already have a democracy. So as you can see, I am not the only one who has been raising this critique of Peter Dow being the campaign leader. Yeah, it's fine. He might be genuinely converted over to against the duopoly. He that might be genuine. That's fine. But why do we have to put him in the lead? And the fact that it has split the party so bad. Cornel is, a person that said he would be a president for the people. He's running for everyday working class people, right? Well, half of us are screaming something at you, and it does not look like you're listening, big guy. So, one, is it fair to ask that, if a lot of us are screaming something at you, if you actually had a position of power, would you be listening to us? I don't know. But it's fair to ask, okay? It really is. And so with that, I want to look at a couple tweets that Peter Dow put up. It's nothing like, damning or anything, but it gives me a bad feeling. Let's look into it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is going to be the first one, and it just gives me this feeling. Let's read it first, and I'll explain. All right, so he's reposting somebody's post or liking it, and it says, "Best voting advice. Voting isn't marriage, it's public transport. You're not waiting for the one. You're getting on the bus, and if it isn't going exactly to your destination, you don't stay home and sulk. You take the one that's going closest to where you want to be." Now, oof, yeah, so anybody else getting this feeling like this is something that the Democratic Party would use? And yeah, this is exactly an argument that the Democrats could use for you to vote for Joe Biden. Oh, Biden isn't, exactly where you want to go, but he's the closest that you could get. So once again, Peter Dow, bringing in like this argument that does not have an or have like this revolutionary feel that Dr. West's campaign is supposed to be having. We bring in somebody that was a part of the status quo, so a part of the empire, part of the system that Dr. West is claiming he wants to dismantle, but you bring someone that, is part of it, so it's not sitting right with me. Math ain't mathin'. So let's go on to one more. And sorry, give me 1 second here. There we go. All right, so here we go. Once again, he's liking someone's post, and here's what it says. While Joe Biden was writing crime bills in the 80s and 90s and architecting mass incarceration, Cornel West was teaching in prisons. Now, yes, this is true. Absolutely. Dr. West has been teaching in prisons for a long time. Shout out to him for that. That's actually pretty dope. But what's the elephant in the room here? The elephant is that Cornel West told everybody to vote for Joe Biden, the guy that put everybody in these prisons, the guy who's like a big reason why, what is it, 1/3 or 1/4 of every black male in America is either in jail, under probation, or what's the other one? I forgot. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Fill in the blank. Yeah, so that's the elephant in the room. He told everybody to vote for Joe Biden back in the day. And, he's come out and said that he's wrong against it. But still, to this day, is he, he's still calling him Brother Biden. He's still saying that the lesser evil is the Democrats. We all saw the interview with Jimmy Dore and Cornel. And so, once again, Dr. West's campaign not leaving a great feeling in my gut. So I feel like it's fair for people to question the legitimacy of his campaign, to question, is he truly trying to bring down the empire, and if you bring someone that's part of the system and that was part of the empire, it just feels anti-revolutionary to me. But, once again, this is all just one guy's opinion. What are you guys thinking on Peter Dow, a.k.a. Peter Douche, the water boy? Yeah, for me, what I'm feeling. I hope Cornel, listens to what people are saying. But with that, I'm also under the feeling like, are we wasting our time with third parties as well? Like, is it like we all talk about how broken and failed the system is, but third parties are a part of that system, aren't they? It's like trying to fight like within the game, right? But we're trying to break the game is my thoughts on it. But, once again, this is just one man's opinion on it, and I have been I have been wrong plenty of times. Yeah, my wife will tell you. So, with that, guys, let me know what you're feeling, what you're thinking on this. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that. And I will catch you on the next episode of Charlie Brown Politics. Later, guys.